second black plastic done with the buckets in place. Over here is the original one. I've got the cups with the transplants in them in each bucket where I want them. And now I have to plant them up in the buckets. Everything is planted. This back side over here, I've got some peppers, a few peppers, an eggplant there, some of the squash that was growing in the greenhouse. I'm going to see if I can get them to continue to grow. Other squash over there, those are winter. Got some watermelons and some cantaloupes back over in here. Almost all this on this side is squash. The 3 that I'm breeding. Laying out the pipe, getting it ready. PVC is in place. PVC watering system. Let's see here. And I've got the 2 valves. There and there. And they go up and over to that barrel over there. You can see in the barrel, there's a pump down there. That's my older pump. That's a 370 Eco Plus. And there's a float valve where the storage barrels up there drain and they keep this full. Now if someone didn't want to, I was going to use this, but if someone did not want to use big storage barrels, they can just use one of these little 55-gallon drums. It's plastic. Cost about 10 bucks. Cost me exactly 10 bucks. The Eco Plus pump is about 30 bucks maybe. And then you could just refill this every 2 or 3 days and it'll automatically water your simple no-weed plastic garden. Okay, here I'm a close-up of one of the pots. It's got one of my little squash in it. And I'm going to drill, now that the pipe is across the top here, as long as it's about halfway, that should do me. So I'm going to take and use this number 57 drill bit here. As you can see, contrast to the PVC there. It's a very small drill bit, and it has to have that special attachment to go for a drill to grab a hold of it. See that small end there? But all I do is I drill it through the top very gently. Let me turn it around in the right direction. That does that, and I go back and forth a few times. Make sure the hole is nice and wallowed. And there you have it. 157, number 57 drill bit hole. And that's what's needed for this PVC watering system. Water is going to follow the path of easiest resistance. So when the water comes out of this hole, whether if it's pointed up, it could travel this direction and come off the pipe and drop here, or with the pressure it's going to go straight up and land back in, or if it's straight down, it's going to go straight down. But when the pump cuts off, if it'll dribble for a while, and if that dribble, it's going to follow the path of least resistance, it could go off and you could end up wasting a lot of water. It's especially essential if your PVC is on any kind of incline or decline, and water will follow it straight down the tube. So I'm going to show you what I've chosen. One, to keep the hole on top. And the reason why I want to keep the hole on top is so that it doesn't drain out every single time the pump cuts off. It'll stay at near the height of the hole, and at least in most areas, because I'm fairly level. And what that does is when the pump cuts on again, it doesn't have to fill up the airspace as fast, so everything gets watered quicker when I do that. But I'm going to show you what I use to keep it from, one, squirting up, and also to make sure it focuses down on the plant, and yet still allow me to keep the hole on top. What you see here are two different types of 3/4 inch PVC. You've got a thick wall and a thin wall. Believe it or not, they're only about 10 cents or so difference in the big box stores. So I use the thick wall for the majority of the PVC watering, and I use the thin wall to do what I'm about to show you. I take the thin wall and I come over to my chop saw, and you'll see that there's markings here for length here, and I take about a 2-inch cut here and I chop saw the thin wall off like I've done here. Takes me no time at all to make short work of a 10-foot section. For demonstration purposes, I've got a 3/4 inch piece of PVC here where I drilled the hole in it, and I'm out here in the shade because when you work out in the sun all day long, that can get to you after a while. You'll get blistered. So that's why I'm wearing the funny hat. I also wear this when I canoe, and I get in the shade whenever I can. So I hope the wind just picked up. I hope it's not too bad for you. It's been really difficult to get the mic covered enough where there's no wind noise when outdoors, but also where you can hear me well. So let me get started. These are the 3/4 inch, 2-inch PVC pieces that I just showed you that I cut, and I've got a sample piece that'll represent the PVC gardening over there where the black plastic is. So what I do is I take a piece of the PVC, and I have 10 snips here. Anything like this will work to cut these, or you could actually use a saw, but be careful. So I just take and I cut a section out of each piece, just like so, and you'll see that's what it looks like here. And when you click it on, it grabs it very solidly, and you can see here that it's about 3/4 of the way around the PVC, and you want that so it can be pulled off, but when you put it on, it's on there well. Now, to get it off of the hole that's in the PVC, you need to lift this piece off some. And a good way to do that is to get some string, any sort. This happens to be 100% nylon, and I've used it in trellising and other things I do around here. You just take and wrap a piece around, and where it creates a little bit of a tail on the other side, and you cut it off. I'll show you what that looks like. Right there. So I'll do 2 of these, and I'll grab them, and then I'll slip that piece over, the piece of plastic over. Let me show you what that looks like. Once you get one done, then you can cut lots of them off using the one as a template. So I'll cut just a couple here because I don't want the video to be too long. Alright, we got 3 there. I'll cut one more. One fell on the ground, but I'll pick that up. Alright, now you've got 2 of these, and all you have to do is find your hole, wrap it around like so, and bring it in close, and you separate it over the hole just like that, right there. You separate it over the hole, just like that right there. Then you take this piece and you snap it on, just like that. Now once you snap it on, you can separate it a little bit where it's a little bit more even. And then you can take, if you wanted to, trim these off. I just leave them. And what it does is it creates a gap in here where the water comes out and it hits the top here and it rolls around. Instead of going this way, waterfall and least resistance, it's going to hit the string and it's going to drip down the string into the bucket. And so that's what I do. These are my drip covers, and it takes a hole mounted on top and directs the water down below, and it keeps it from traveling either way. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and show you another thing to use these for. And you can take your plastic onto any piece of PVC just like so, and it creates a nice grip. Really good use. Okay, I've got a large portion of these put on. I ran out, but running out, like on this whole line over here, running out will give me a chance for you to see what it looks like uncovered and covered. And I also put a measuring cup in there so I could determine how much water comes on in a period of time, and we're going to start off with 4 minutes. So let's go to the timer and set the timer for 4 minutes and see how she looks. You can hear the pump is on. That's the timer I set on the bottom one. The top one's for the greenhouse. Alright, let's go outside and see what's doing out there. Okay, walking around the backside, you can see that 370 puts out a lot of water. I'll just let it spill on there now and make the correction when these are on there. See how the water is coming out there? It's following the strings. There's another one. Seems to be doing really well. Let's look on the other side over here. Okay, what is it going on over here? Well, that's because we have the valve turned off. Let's turn the valve on and let that equal out some. Well, I thought it'd be pretty significantly less. As you can see, those without the little cover, still, there's a lot coming out of the water there. This side didn't have the valve on at first. We went a good minute or more, and you can see here that this is already completely full, and that is like 10-ounce measuring cup, and it's overflowing. And it's still on, so we're either going to need to valve it down some or cut it on for less time. So 4 minutes puts out a lot of water. Okay, let's set the timer for 2 minutes now. Count down. Here, come on. Let's go outside, take a look. Okay, I put the covers on every one of them, drip covers, and we got it flowing into the cup. We'll take a look and see how much water generates. You can see here, another good thing about this is if you wanted, you can just rotate it. Boom! Surprise! So if you need to unstop it or what have you, all you gotta do is turn it. So that's it. Let's look at 2 minutes. Let's come back. I'll bring you back at 2 minutes and see how much water we used. Okay, we haven't even gotten a minute into it and it's already 10 ounces full. So I'm going to have to use the valves. I mean, that's why they're there. It's just that I didn't want to labor the pump a little bit. I didn't have to. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it for this video. I'm refilling the barrel right now, and I'll make the adjustments over here to get the proper amount of water I want to do. I'll set the timer to probably come on right now 2 to 3 times a day and dump, I don't know, about a pint of water in each one of these, and we'll see how the water usage goes and how the plants respond. But I didn't want to bring you back for every iteration of the adjustment process, so that's pretty much it. Black plastic is planted, everything's in place, everything's ready to grow, and this is Brent in Central Arkansas, and we will talk to you soon.